Welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And on today's episode, we are going to recap Kentucky's first SEC conference matchup against the Florida Gators at home. And Kentucky put on a nice performance, man. I was very pleased with Kentucky. They came out with the victory 106-100. And even though they gave up 100 points, I feel like they still put together a nice defensive effort. They played extremely hard on both ends of the court, but Kentucky finally had a game where everything was clicking. We had been having some struggles over the last couple of weeks, but this one we was pretty much on point with everything. I mean, let's look at it real quick. We shot 48% from three, 57% overall. We had 25 assists, 5 turnovers, 6 steals. We only had 2 blocks, and we shot free throws 75% as a team. So overall, we had a outstanding offensive performance. This is the performance that I feel like if we put this product on the court, I feel like we can play against anybody in the country. I feel like we can compete with anybody in the SEC. Even though I know there's a lot of scary teams in the SEC, if we play like this, I feel like we can stand up to anybody. I think we had like 3 or 4 really like nice runs we put up against Florida. I think one of them was 16. We had a 16-0 run, and then I think we strung together like a couple of 10-0 runs towards the end of the game. So Kentucky definitely was on point. They did their thing. We had probably one of our most balanced attacks offensively the whole entire year. Let me see. We had, obviously, Koby Brea was the most outstanding player offensively in this game. He was 7 for 9 from 3 with 23 points, 8 for 11 overall. I mean, man, the boy was on fire. And when we get Koby going, I feel like everybody else just feeds off of it. And our offense clicks. But definitely Brea, it was his night. And we're going to need those type of performances from him from the rest of the season, like the whole entire way. Like when he gives us 20-plus points a game, I feel like we are usually we put up a good offensive performance. Then you look at Lamont Butler, 19 points, 8 assists. So Lamont was back to doing normal Lamont things as well. Obviously, he was being a pest on defense. Jackson Robinson gave us a strong 14. Otegatron gave us 16. Amari Williams is the one that kind of surprised me. He put up a nice 15. He was 6 for 7 from the field. And, obviously he had 5 assists like he normally does. I think he had 8 rebounds. So he had one of his better overall games, if you will. That's probably one of his most balanced games that he's had this season. And if we can get that type of performance offensively out of Amari, we probably gonna be scary good, because normally we get solid defense from Amari, we get some good passes here and there, but when it comes to the offense, especially like free throws and such, it's a little up and down. But when he's on point offensively and hitting his free throws, he gives us another element that just makes us hard to beat, along with Andrew Carr. Obviously, he gave us, about 14 and 4 or something like that. And also he had 5 assists. So we got a really nice balance right there. Everybody was kind of involved. Even like Brandon Garrison, he didn't score a lot of points. I think he only had 2 points, but just played well, played hard. So, when we get these type of games where everybody is moving the ball, we had a lot of defense transition in the offense. Guys were attacking the basket. As much as we were shooting the 3 ball really good, it wasn't just everybody just shooting the 3. Guys was attacking the mid range. They was getting to the glass. A lot of dudes was making nice passes to get guys backdoor cuts and stuff. So this is kind of like the overall vision of what Mark Pope probably feels like his offense can be when everything is clicking right. And it's going to make us tough to beat. But anyways, I've talked enough about it. Let's get into the highlights and check some of this stuff out. Now the one thing that I do gotta admit though, Florida got a lot of offensive rebounds. I do have to admit that they definitely was going crazy a little bit on the glass. But like I said right there, you got Jackson Robinson getting all the way to the backboard. I like to see that from him. But when we get like open looks like that, we got so many guys that can just knock down the three, and if they shooting good. And Koby was just going to another level. Like I said, when Koby, when he takes not hero shots, but when he takes confident threes, and he gets in his rhythm, man, he's just hard to stop. Amari played well, man. He was making really good decisions. Like I said, Amari, as long as he's patient and he doesn't turn the ball over, he's going to be nice. He's going to give us some nice production. Brea, man, he just was unstoppable. But those are the plays, like, that's what I want to see Kentucky continue to do. Even when they shooting the three well, I want them to still keep the defense honest and attack. You know what I mean? Right there, Ortega trying, catching it off the bounce, off the rebound, dunking it. But Brea, like I said, Brea probably is the best shooter in college. And when he gets his confidence up and he's just pulling from deep like that, it's probably going to be lights out for pretty much anybody. And I felt like everybody was just playing with extreme confidence. And, when these guys, when they play confident, they look like a completely different team. Nice cuts right there. Like I said, Carr had like 5 assists. So that's one of the things about this team is all three of the big men pass pretty decent. So whether they catching each other cutting to the basket or they kicking it out to the guards, guys like Brea and Butler, Ortega, like we just got a lot of guys that can pass pretty good. And it just opens it up for everybody. See, all right there, Amari. That's one thing about Amari. Like, sometimes he does get a little loose when he's handling the ball, but when he's just, like, being patient and reading the defense and passing, Amari sets guys up nice, man. And I love, like, right there, I love when Jackson Robinson goes to the mid-range, man. I feel like he's more effective doing that than he is shooting threes. Or is Butler again. Butler's a pest on defense. Usually a couple times in each game, Butler's going to get down and worry somebody on defense, get a steal, and turn it into a transition layup. Like, right there, we just seen it again. Like, that's just one of the things. Like, he gets after it on defense, so you have to be paying attention when he's in front of you, or he's going to take the ball and get to the glass. And Butler also, he cuts really well too. And like I said, right there, Amari, when Amari's playing well, Amari can hit guys going to the basket all day long. But everybody was just on point offensively. Nobody really played bad offensively. Florida did have a couple guys that went crazy offensively as well, but they just didn't have enough. We barely outlasted them. But I think this is pretty much indicative of how the SEC is going to be. It's going to be tough games like this. Even though Florida was ranked higher than us, we have been saying probably it's going to be tough to win on the road for SEC teams this year. So when people come to Rupp Arena, they're going to have their hands full. And we probably going to be in the same boat when we travel on the road. But I love that. I love when our guys attack the basket, like Ortega right there. Like that's one of the best parts of his game is when he uses his strength. Like I profiled him earlier, and that's one of the things that I noticed like right off the bat is that he's kind of strong, and same with Butler. So I like the way they can finish at the rim, and obviously Carr too. But those are probably like our 3 best finishers at the rim. Even Travis Perry, he's looking a little bit more comfortable. At first, I was a little worried because he looked like he was kind of kind of rattled a little bit out there with some of the when he played in some of the games with better competition. But I think he's getting more comfortable, which is good because as long as Kreese is out, we're gonna have to depend on him some. Obviously, you know, it'll probably be like him and Chandler, you know, trying to pick up the slack for Kreese, if you will. I remember watching that move. I love how Carr just kind of bullies his way to the basket, and then obviously he can step out and hit the three as well. But I like the way he plays around the basket. But yeah, man, I was impressed. Like I said, I had just given Kentucky a B+ to finish the non-conference schedule because they did get smacked by Ohio State. But this was a great rebound game, and I liked the fact that I feel like I don't have to worry about this team mentally. Like, even if they have like a bad loss like they did, I feel like they always got the ability to bounce back and have a really strong performance. So, yeah, like I said, I love what I've seen out of this game. Kentucky outlasted them 106-100. And I'm ready for this SEC schedule. You guys let me know what you thought, though. I loved it, man. I love what I'm seeing. I love the experienced players. I love having tough guys that I feel confident they know what they're doing. They never going to stop playing. They, you know, they don't give up. They play hard for 40 minutes. And when we had these type of performances where we shoot 50% from three, we're going to be tough to beat. But anyways, you guys let me know what you think about the game in the comments. And were you shocked at this outcome? Did you think Florida was actually going to beat us? And we'll get back at it next time. Sports and Discourse with Derek Stevens.